Welcome along to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
So today, we're getting stuck into that Springbok alignment camp squad announcement. 54 players. And you shared this article that, well, it raises some really interesting questions, particularly about who didn't make the cut.
Yeah, that's right. These announcements always give us something to talk about, don't they? It's a big squad, but sometimes the story is in the gaps.
Exactly. Our mission today, then, is to sort of unpack this news, think about what it might mean, and, explore why it's maybe noteworthy for you listening in.
Sounds good.
And just before we kick off properly, make sure you hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession. That way you won't miss any of these chats.
Definitely do that. So, okay, 54 players named for this camp. It's all about preparation for the season ahead.
And the article jumps straight into one of the, let's say, positive inclusions. Warno Augustus.
Ah, yes, Augustus, former junior box star, player of the year back then. He's been playing really well for Northampton Saints, hasn't he?
He really has. And it seems like that consistent form over in England has finally got him properly back on the national radar, which is great to see.
Yeah, and it's timely, too. The article makes a good point about the situation at number 8 for the Boks right now.
The injuries.
Exactly. You've got Alrilu, Rowan Venter, both with issues. And then Jasper Wise, well, he hasn't had much game time recently, apparently due to a neck injury.
Right. So that position, number 8, suddenly looks a bit open, perhaps, or at least they're considering their options more widely.
Precisely. Which leads us neatly into the big talking point from this article.
Yeah, Evan Roos.
Evan Roos. 7 caps for the Springboks, played number 8 before. And he's not in this 54-man squad.
Which, given those injuries we just mentioned, feels surprising. Maybe that's the word the article leans towards.
I think surprising is fair, especially when you consider his recent form. The article mentions he's had a strong resurgence for the Stormers.
Yeah, he had his own injury problems, didn't he? But it seems like it's bounced back well, getting back to that standout form we saw a couple of years ago.
He has looked sharp, dynamic carrier, gets over the gain line. So, yeah, on the surface, leaving him out of such a large group, it does make you pause.
So the article poses the central question then.
Yeah.
Why? Why isn't Evan Roos included here? And it speculates a bit, doesn't it?
It does. Throws out a few possibilities. Could it be something off-field? Or maybe some technical part of his game the coaches aren't quite happy with? Discipline, maybe? It's all just speculation, of course.
Of course. But it highlights that his absence is, well, the main thing people are discussing from this announcement. And if you're finding this breakdown interesting, remember to subscribe to Rugby Obsession. We dive into topics like this all the time.
Good reminder. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you wonder, what specific profile are Rassie and the coaches looking for in that number 8 jersey right now?
Maybe it's a tactical thing. A different kind of skill set they feel someone else offers. Perhaps even Augustus.
Could be. Maybe it's about the balance of the back row overall. It's a complex equation. We'll probably have to wait until Rassie speaks to the media next to get any real clues.
Yeah, the article pretty much says that his absence is the major talking point, and everyone's keen to hear the reasoning.
And I quite liked how the article directly asks the reader, what do you think could be the reason for this omission?
Yeah, that's great. Encouraging comments, WhatsApp messages with opinions. It really draws you in.
It taps into that fan passion, doesn't it? Everyone has a theory on selections like this.
Absolutely. Just before we wrap up the main discussion, the article also slips in a little reminder about tickets.
Ah, yes, the Argentina game.
At Twickenham in October, part of the Rugby Championship. So for anyone listening who might be able to get there, it mentions ticket info and prices are available.
Always good to know. Twickenham tests are usually pretty special.
Okay, so let's sort of pull this together, this deep dive into the Springbok alignment camp squad. It's definitely thrown up some interesting points.
It has. You've got the positive story of Augustus getting recognition, showing that performing consistently, even overseas, matters.
But then, yeah, the big question mark hangs over Evan Roos' omission. Given the context, it's certainly puzzling from the outside.
It suggests there might be factors at play that aren't immediately obvious, maybe tactical preferences, specific player development plans, or, as the article speculates, other reasons.
It really just shows how tough selection is at that level, doesn't it? The competition is fierce.
Incredible depth in South African rugby right now.
So what are your thoughts on all this? Why do you think Roos might have been left out? We genuinely love to hear your take. Drop a comment or send a message like the article suggests.
Yeah, definitely share your theories. It's always fascinating to hear different perspectives on these selection calls. It's a reminder that these alignment camps are just one step in a long process towards building the final squad.
Well, thanks for joining us on this Rugby Obsession deep dive. Really appreciate you bringing this article to the table.
My pleasure. Always good to chat box selections.
And one last time, don't forget to subscribe to Rugby Obsession for more in-depth rugby analysis. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
We look forward to you listening to our next episode.